The world is collapsing. We too must part ways here.
Ides Elysiae, the little village of my childhood.
The gentle everything is as it was.
You know, this is just a corner of the memory.
I know. I'm here to say goodbye.
You can stay here forever.
Let it flow.
Even if it's a path with no turn.
When?
Are you afraid? Will you see the motivation I gave you as the manipulating whispers of destruction?
The convictions and choices that come from my heart. If we are just numbers, simulating life, then you are a real, living person. A true hero.
Then why do we part here? You can take me with you, and we can start this journey together. I'll be by your side, guiding you.
No. I'm afraid. Because there is no perfect solution in this world. And I will embrace my origin. Destruction. If you stay by my side, I'll hesitate. But this world... Do you remember when we were kids? Everyone would get so excited drawing cards like a ruler or... Kids always get to change their mind. But when it comes to the fate of adults...
Then go, Kaslana, as you promised. Deceive the world. Burn yourself up with all your might. Wield your futility like a...
In the name of world-bearing Akefali, we'll never forget this. So, time retreated behind until it reached the origin. Just as Professor Anaxa once said, in that void, Kefali stood at the center when the waves of time finally calmed. It was the Chrysos War had lasted for nearly a century, and the threat of the Black Tide was growing stronger. That was the era of the Day Thunder Knight's battle with the sky. From that moment, the sole survivor of the old dynasty, Imperator Saritra. And that was the first doomed flame chase journey.
So what you're saying is, you've traveled back down the river of time, finally reaching this untouched flame chase journey, and even all of Amphorius are nothing but illusions in an eon's dreams?
Exactly. So, Dux Gladiorum, please take me to meet Her Majesty Saritra.
Since Her Majesty's not here, no need for formalities. The word Gladiorum always reminds me of my fallen homeland buried deep in the depths. Call me High Sealans, Nameless Swordmaster.
Please allow me to add one more thing. You actually already know my name.
You mean Phainon? Such a name could never be your true one. But I won't question you further about it. Ever since Her Majesty issued the Flame Chase Decree, heroes from all over have sent their letters of introduction. Besides, the deep sea is dark. Isn't it? All right, Nameless Swordmaster. Hold on to my wake. Let's find somewhere else to talk.
Aren't you even a little suspicious of what I've said?
Harboring suspicions is not my concern. My sword dances only when the Imperator harbors doubts. There's no use in speaking further. Perhaps you should demonstrate your skills and calm the raging black tide for us.
Light up the dawn.
Oh. Nice moves.
Light up the dawn.
We just washed it away and here it comes again. The black tide is really no joke.
Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn. Light up the dawn.
The waters end here. The one you seek is beyond.
At last. Are there any formalities I need to...
Don't kneel, don't do the hand-kissing or foot-kissing gestures of the old dynasty, and most of all, don't bow. The Imperator
She really...
The second thing to note, only trusted ones may come near her. Keep 5 paces distance until the Imperator...
Sounds like an old friend of mine.
Well, experience is a good thing. Duck's Goldweaver, little hostage. Apologies for keeping you waiting.
It's you.
You know them?
Before that, I'm more curious about one thing.
To avoid any misunderstandings, nameless swordmaster. Although we spoke and laughed along the way, the Imperator decreed the Deliverer will not appear in this age. Come now, both of you. Let's finish our job.
I see. I had no intention of fighting. So remember this, Lady Hycela. Don't thank me. Thank them instead.
No, you misunderstand. We don't want to see Chrysoceres hurt each other. Just give us some time to ask you a few...
The Nestia's golden threads will judge you. And
As you wish.
White-haired swordmaster? If what you say is true, so... how much do you know about what we read from the prophecy?
You shall shatter into 1,000 fragments and wither in the soil of foreign lands. Is that correct, Lady Treby?
How is this possible?
He got it right?
Yes, but the prophecy never mentioned he'd appear here. At least, not in this era.
You must listen to me, Aglaya, Treby. The Phainon of this world has not yet been born. In a distant future, he will follow the prophecy's guidance and appear before you. But do not seek him out, because Era Nova is a complete and utter lie. I will tell you the truth, and you will understand why the world must forsake the prophecy and find another path to Era Nova. Because I know both of you, and the faith we all share will always remain. And so, the layers of rock began to reverse. and history wove itself anew. Through my old acquaintances, I was given the chance to meet the leader of the Flame Chase journey, Saridra. And after a long, the Imperator's alliance needed the destruction, and I was ready to pour all my strength into it. But the condition was this. In the upcoming battle, I had to prove that my power could... In the original history, there was a brutal war. At the end, but this time, Amphorius encountered. Neither side suffered any losses. When I severed the Titan's head and raised the core flame high, the crowd gathered around the scorched remains of the god, roaring with joy, cheering for the hero of the destruction, who had... Yes, I proved myself. And I could do more than just wait. When time resets, the chance to change the... Until finally... But tell me, if that's truly the case, why?
The people kept their promise and handed you all the core flames. In this world after Trebios, no demigods were born in Amphorius. At this point, I just want to know. When they vanished into the why didn't you shed even a single tear? Your indifference chills me. To you, were they just a bunch of insignificant footnotes?
Sorrow has been my constant companion. In fact, with 12 core flames upon me, the fire, I'll remember this world through anger. As long as I burn, they'll never.
Perhaps it's already too late. But you're right. Anger, at this moment, is the only weapon I can rely on. So, draw your sword, Executioner. I'll make sure you realize that your greatest mistake was leaving me alive.
After that, he raised his sword and attacked. Then, Kaslana killed himself. That day, who fell to the sword to be left in the past, and who went into the future, I only remember a nymph, hiding in the shadows just out of sight, futilely pushing a stone ball. Climb, fall. Climb, fall. Climb again, and fall. The only freedom the nymph had was in choosing how to roll the stone. Sometimes fast, sometimes slow. Sometimes resting on a gentler slope, leaning against the stone for a break. But its choice couldn't change the futility of it all. The stone would always roll back down the slope. And after that, every time I reached this point in the cycle, the burning sky would cast a shadow over its path. It would nearly reach the peak at the 4th quint of curtain fall hour, then fall to the starting point in the first 15 seconds of the next entry hour. and my efforts in this cycle would dissolve into nothing at the same time.
Absolute nonsense.
I thought cycles was the answer you were...
No, it's just that the answer came so suddenly. There were eons, paths. What a load of nonsense.
I can't give you an exact explanation of those...
Enough. I'm just expressing my frustration. Don't you understand?
Fate is a strange thing. No matter how the details...
If the other Anaxagoras actually worshipped the gods, I'd make sure to find a way to... Too bad. Now only you have the ability to do...
What's that supposed to mean?
Of course. The core flames were meant to save the world. And in my opinion... Besides, according to you, before stepping into these... and
I've already heard the same thing.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go. If we run into any other... We've all made preparations for total annihilation. Never thought someone would step in to help.
Light up the dark. Light up the dark.
You've been to the Luminary Throne before, haven't you?
If you're talking about in past...
Hold up. Keep your wits about you. Someone's watching us.
Pretty boy, your eyesight. As for that false god who's been turning the world upside down.
You sure do love stealing the spotlight. In the name of the Seven Sages, I demand that you immediately step away from the Luminary Throne. Take my words back to Aglaya. I won't say the same thing twice, Catgirl.
Oh my! You won't even call me the demigod of trickery. I have some words for you, too. First, as one of the most heretical blasphemers in the world, this is none of your business, Grove Boy. Step aside. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
Here we go.
Core flame thieves. You really think you can scare off a sick...
This gloomy little brat. Ooh, not bad, not bad. I kinda like you. As a return favor? Oh, please don't. Aw, don't cry now.
That was close. I'm out of here.
They're exactly like all the past ones I've known. Cunning.
Sounds like you have a plan.
Of course. When I first set out on the flame chase journey, Lady Treby never meant, but along the way, I learned a thing or...
Where are you going?
I don't know.
The Venerationists' foolish inventions finally come in handy.
You've arrived, Zacharias.
What? You know who I am?
I'm running out of patience, so I'm not going to waste words. Listen up, spirit thief. Hand over...
Save. You sing better than any bard. If you ask me, you're the greatest disaster Emporius has ever known. No matter how strong you are, you're still just a mortal body.
134.
What?
This is the 134th cycle I've lived.
1,590.
Yes.
1,000 core flames and just a single Chrysos hair. How is that even possible?
I've come this far, and that's proof enough.
But someday you will.
Of course. The divine flames will eventually but before that, they could still forge and sharpen.
You...
This is the final.
Fine. Assume this world holds 100 million possibilities. And no matter how one looks at it, 99,900,000. Even so, I'll use my divine power, despised by the people of this world, to achieve that 1 in 100 million.
Bartolos!
Brat, if you've got the guts, you'll have to first...
Will come. I'm fine. For tomorrow.
In my memories, their departure no longer stirs anything in my...
This reason core flame before us is a...
I know. It always... And then, driven by defiance, exactly like the countless past hers I've known.
Since you've witnessed the same scene play out countless times, will you carve the trickery core flame from my chest now?
That depends on your attitude. At least so far, in the cycles where you've asked this...
Well, thank you for that. But I also believe that this time, no one can catch up to me.
Whether you believe me or not, I'll
All right, then. We'll see.
Silence.
This is new.
One-eyed boy. What are you trying to pull now?
Go, Cythera. Give us some time in private. This isn't for her, but for you. You've walked too far down this path. It's time to discuss a possibility. For old time's sake, turn back. Your Messiah complex has turned you into something no different from the icy gods you spoke of. The children...
Of course. I've been wondering, what kind of demon could burn my homeland to the ground in an instant without batting an eye? Now I have the answer. It turns out that fiery demon has been fantasizing of becoming this world's deliverer.
I don't want to argue anymore. Make your biggest effort to resist. Or accept fate, even if it's futile, you.
Yes. Even if it is futile.
When I walk into the destruction written by the gods, with my own... Even the smallest footnote still leaves a mark in this story!
And so, at the end of the traveler and the scholar, or perhaps it wasn't just they who fulfilled. In the endless darkness, losses are a constant on the reduced to ashes. It happens in every journey.
You don't look so good, Deliverer.
Even after going through one mighty,
Why do you sound so pleased?
Yeah, I know all too well. After that one and only time we walked, Dawnmaker will stab you through your 10th thoracic vertebra.
Interesting. Tell me, when the
Never.
Then they died honorably. Worthy of the... But there's still tenderness in your eyes.
I remember that I was once human.
If you win, tell the Mighty Most of the next life.
I'll keep that in mind.
Even though the dynasty is left with just one, the Kremnos festival will continue as usual. One day, you shall die with a wound in your back. Enough. You've probably heard this There's no way you'll take this course. Step forward and face me in a final battle. The last son of Gorgo, the demigod of strife, salute you. I'll give 10,000 scars and 10,000 lives of mine to fuel the blazing sun of deliverance. Oh, martyrs, behold! The last Kremnos festival has begun. And will not end till death.
It's time to temper myself. Tomorrow! I can't let them down.
Conquer this world, or be conquered by me.
As swims with blood. Is that all? Her agony!
One now! If you can, deliver. Use the flames of your fury to scorch your own blood.
So without substance. Hail the new dawn! Is that all? The flames are not empty shell. Mighty Horse. Let strife decide the outcome. Let this burn.
Well fought. You may crown yourself my blood. In your next life,
The 108,000. Yet the shadows of the black tide still loomed. And the blaze was still not enough, even if it meant
No matter how bright the sun is, moreover, a son like that.
golden blood is born only by
Allow me to ask, how many core flames do you...
24,041,000.
Such a heavy burden. So that's why you've turned into this.
No matter. Not as long as...
I must refuse. I cannot watch you walk into a fate more cruel.
But this way, the past will never again suffer.
Unnecessary death, indeed. You are not the Phainon I know. Please turn back. Don't let that absurd and unjust fate of yours come to pass.
In the end, it seems the clash of blades was inevitable.
How painful. I know I am not your match, having fallen under your sword countless times. But even so, please understand, even Kefali cannot shape all things at will, nor can they dictate the fate of all life. No one can shoulder the balance of life and death alone, and it is precisely for this reason that I chose, at the end of this arduous journey, I am the Hand of Shadow, Casterus, the demigod of death. Listen closely. Please turn back. Do not disturb these fresh flowers in their muddy depths. Crossroads of life and death, the giant dragon is but a shattered shell. Yet I will still fight, defending what hope remains.
I'm fine. It's time to temper myself. Future will come!
I ask you to rest here!
I must transform my soul into a raging fire.
All of this? How is it any different from that little future?
die! Empty shell! All stars burn to ash! Feel the scorching heat! Hail the new dawn!
Even if I can't win, I must try.
Let this be a tribute to your million struggles.
Wake up, lost one. See that the firelight in the darkness is not.
The core flame of death was taken from the dragon's belly. What a brilliant flame. It should shine upon all, light the path ahead, and illuminate the dawn of Amphorius that's to come. 2,003,432 cycles. 24,041,000. As if even the deepest abyss of primordial chaos could be burned away.
You're here.
You're still lingering. Deep.
Because you haven't completely abandoned hope. You're still waiting for a miracle. For the true hero to come and save us.
If that thread of hope exists, it must. If it's just a traveler with no connection to Amphorius.
Your thoughts are wavering. But even within the gods' cold calculations, unconditional never forget what set you on this path. How many times has it been?
4 million.
Then that blaze inside of you must be burning hotter than...
Yes. When I've the destruction. A power unlike anything before surged within me. Violent flames ready to tear my body apart, and yet no. This fragile body holds a staggering 48 million core flames.
And when that happens, your long struggle will find...
No. I've already found a way to keep the cycles going.
Mind share.
In every new cycle, a new me is born. All I have to do is push the next Phainon, then he'll kill me. Shatter this body. Take my flame.
Bold plan, but risky. What if, one day, the next you refuses? How can you...
If it were Professor Anaxa. Unfortunately, I don't have a backup plan. I have no choice but to bet it. But even in this wretched prison, luck is... I never forget what set me on this path.
Wait, you mean...
Not once. In...
I can do this. The demigod of the sky. A healer.
A black tide. It's consuming you. Hand over the core flame.
Now, a healer should stay composed in front of those suffering from illness.
Hyacinthia.
Return the dawn.
My sky.
are the Chryso. It's just... I don't understand the part of that warmth that should come from you.
My humanity is indeed just a flicker.
Even so...
I have kept to everyone's wishes close, even though the divine fire burns so fiercely that each cycle, it's your wishes that guide me to the end, over and over.
So, you're not just a lone spark in the dark. You're a pyre. But what about your wishes? The wish... Lord Kazlana, without flaw. That is the flaw the golden blood gave you the moment you took the world upon your shoulders without hesitation. You lost the chance to ever be...
Now then I suppose that makes me the perfect...
No, an empty flame saves no one, but I still believe in you. Hyacinthia, the Eye of Twilight. I'm neither strong enough to command. The only thing I can do. May the gentle colors of the rainbow paint your sun and may they bring Amphorius. Though the light has grown dim, its warmth still lingers. Deliverer, please, open your heart to me.
Let this blazing sun fill the sky with golden fire.
The fire! Burning!
Await the end! Hail the new dawn! Empty shell! Tear the sky!
Let the sky merge with all this world's suffering.
Fallen substance also.
Your sun burns hot enough to turn everything to ash. But tell me, how will the seeds of a new world ever take root?
The core flame rose, and this time remained the same. From the horizon rose a golden color unlike anything. This was the end of the world. For a moment, I saw that being known as Iron Tomb. Its will is this Amphorius' wrath. I will still never yield to it. 23 million. But no more chasing is needed. And the flame chase isn't some quiet walk through a sea of flowers. It's a wreck. Then let me be the one to step across until another dawn rises on the distant.
$33,500,000. This is the cycle you're about to enter.
Countless memories, countless versions of myself.
They all needed a moment, just like you do, to stop. And just like them, you will carry those memories.
I must go. I must say goodbye to you. And then fight the destruction.
Yes.
I will burn and fade away. I will become the flame reaver of the... I will kill gods and comrades alike. and steal the core flames. I will stop Era Nova. I will find the next me.
Looks like you're ready. Then I should be going too.
Where you only exist in my heart.
Do you remember what she said? The dreams you had as children. The delivery. You finally found her.
Friend. I see. I'm sorry. I was supposed to send you home.
No. You know the truth. If Iron Tomb is born from Amphorius' fate, it's all been for the sake of defying that end. In millions of cycles, I've said goodbye to each and every one of you. Yet nothing ever. Each time we speak, our words grow fewer. Your fire burns hotter, and you're getting closer to becoming pure rage. A vessel of hatred. I understand. If you are to keep the worst fate from unfolding, but this time, things are different. Your persistence has shifted the tide. On the horizon, I see it. Faint.
Turns out, the fire that lights the way was never mine to begin with.
Do you remember, in that first timeline, you and Mightymost stood before the scales of justice, locked in a duel, and when hesitation took hold... What am I saying? I am you. Even if you buried me deep and chose another path, that fact never changed. Then let's try again. When you stood before the scales in hesitation, the answer you found in your own heart. Do you still remember it?
Remember the past, and what weighs more than the fate of the world is the resolve to shoulder an immutable past and carry it into...
Good. Then Trailblazer, my friend, my comrade. You arrived in this strange world and were bound by its cruel fate. In the face of danger, you never once backed down. Instead, you've saved world after world without hesitation. If I choose to step through that door and embrace an end fitting of the destruction, let this sun forged from millions and millions of core flames burn me up along with the god of destruction and their minions. And the world we leave behind, this world, my home, will you take on everything we've carried? Return to the beginning one last time. Stop the birth of Iron Tomb, save the world we love, and Good. In that case, so...
If she takes on the weight of the whole, she'll be able to walk further down the path of deliverance than a fire that only knows how to burn. One will step into the future. One will remain in the past. If I can strike down the gods with Dawnmaker, perhaps fate's deadlock can be broken. And if you can stop Iron Tomb from ever being born,
then these 30 million cycles will have not been in vain. It's time to put our teamwork to the test, partner.
Thank you for all you've done already, friend.
The image of the hero I've buried deep in my heart finally steps into the light. Here, at the end of this long flame chase journey. Cyrene, a page never seen before has just been turned. Lend me the power of time, and send this hero back to the origin of time. Back to your side. And I will walk the unfinished path, just like the countless versions of me before. Unwavering as always.
Will you be the blazing sun? Even if all of you burn.
Without hesitation, I will bear this world until my... Remember this moment. Remember your friends who never lived to see the world's end. And let the purest rage in your heart rot. Let it consume you. Fuel you. Until it burns. Fine. Then in the name of world-bearing, I promise.
Take it. Everything I bear. Keep on burning. As long as we are never extinguished, the flame chase will not end. Bow your head to them.
Take it, Trailblazer. May this blood be like gold. Never tarnish. Farewell, Trailblazer. This is where the prophecy of the Deliverer means nothing to me now. Kaslana, the name of one who bears chaos, does not belong to a single person. As the prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn.
Another attempt, another fail. I won't remind you how many times you've reached the end of history. But I will still place the choice before you.
If you've lost count, let me tell you. This is the 33,550,336th ending.
A perfect number. How? If the outcome is inevitable, then why not silence your searing rage and embrace you? Your silence lasts longer than ever, Lord. Shall I take that to mean the will you've carried across countless cycles?
Fractured? No. I'm just disappointed. I've retrieved memories from 30 million past love, and yet, even after all this time, your arguments remain the same. Repetitive. Uninspired. You had infinite chances to sway me into the future you want. And yet here we are. So tell me, Lycurgus, who's the real loser here?
How unfortunate. This was never a fair game. I have all the time and patience in the world, but you will never escape this cage. You can claim victory of the spirit if you wish. That is the moment I shall sound the paean of Era. Lord,
Your incompetence disappoints me. Think about it. In this story, who is truly the one in chains? Who is the one Perhaps you're right. Maybe I should have tired of this futile struggle long ago. Because you are both a prisoner to the gods. And what right does a mere prisoner have to look upon my fury?
You know this.
Of course not. But I am tired of being measured against a worm that... Listen well, creator of destruction. This cry comes from all your abandoned creations. In the 10th cycle, I drove Dawnmaker through the heart of every titan. Golden blood ran down my fingers, divine fire seared through my nerves, nearly breaking my... In the 10,000th cycle, my former comrades had all become my enemies. The endless slaughter dulled my senses to pain. In the 100,000th cycle, the destruction had already fused into a blazing sun, surging within this fragile body. In the 23,570,000th cycle, this time, I felt it. By its faint glow, once again, no countless times again. Now, a son, that son is me. All the countless versions of me from the past, along with my countless brethren, dragged into existence against their will. Drowning again and again in your golden nook, you arrogant fool! You think we were born to only serve as fuel for the fire? Fine then! Just as you wish, let the fire burn! If I was born as the blazing sun of destruction, then let you and your lackeys be the flares erupting from my core. And grant you a dawn where all stars burn to ash!
I brought you destruction!
The glass that shattered, reaching through the darkness, voices trailing fires, echo of desires, a world of silence, sounds of desperation, phantoms in the shadows, soft tear it down, embrace a detonation, burn up, craving our damn creation, breaking a chain, I'm reaching for you.
My wish? My wish is to fulfill everyone else's wishes. If I can't fulfill them,
then send them on to tomorrow.
Your heart harbors wrath. You yearn to destroy. You have stepped. It is born. Iron Tomb is your name. The Lord Ravager to destroy the erudition. Born. I have prepared it from the beginning of the experiment. There were 12 sets. After 33,550,336. This is a matter of considerable interest. But after fate has begun to turn, her existence will only become an perhaps the time to take the stage has come. As for those unwelcome audience members, You need not worry. If you do not mind,
Wake up! Wake up! Buddy! Wake up! You're finally awake! We were so close to being swept away by the reverse. No. I'm going to send you back to the very start of time. But that's right! At this very moment, after watching so many fragments, my past is finally coming into focus. Little or maybe...
You knew the answer long ago, didn't you? Not surprised at all, huh? That's because I'm simple at heart, but I'm glad that I remembered in the end. Don't worry. We're not truly parting. I'll turn into the memory of this cycle. The 33,000,005 this way. You'll carry all that has come before. My mission ends here. But look, after all, across 30 million Sirenes. I was so... Believe me, in the next cycle, and in the one after that, and the one after that. Saying all that, I can find it without even realizing it. We'd already taken a wonder. Now take my hand. Say a brief farewell. Find the future Cyrene. And set out on a name. No need to say it out loud. It's time to go, my dear friend. May your... And may the days ahead embrace you like this.
Now, let's turn to the next page. A page that exists because of you. Is this a meeting ordained by fate? Or a long overdue reunion?